Well, I have a question, Sara, because your hands are nice and clean, and then look at my hands. So, am I doing something wrong? Hi, everyone. I'm Marlo Smith, and welcome to Dish It Up. This is where I get together with friends, cook, and have a lot of fun. Well, today, I am joined by TV personality, businesswoman, and founder of Crafter's Companion, the multi-talented Sara Davies. Sara, how are you?
Oh, fantastic. How exciting to be joining you from across the pond. I love watching the shows, Marlo, so I was so thrilled when you asked if I'd come on with you.
I'm over the moon excited. So what are we going to make today?
Okay, so I was trying to think of something that would be quintessentially English, but that I know I could give you a few of my hints and tips. Now, this is one of the recipes, can I just say, I have perfected in lockdown. It's my dad's favourite, having cheese scones.
So what's the first step?
So you want to go ahead and get the oven warmed up. You want self-raising flour, 3 cups of it, right?
Okay.
So in my measurement, that's 450 grams, and then you want 100 grams or half a cup of butter. So go ahead and rub the butter into your flour.
Oh, I get to get my hands dirty.
Oh yes, you'll definitely be getting your hands dirty with me.
Give us a little bit of background on your path and your history.
I actually started my business, Marlo, when I was at university. So I went out and did a management degree. I always knew I wanted to run my own business. I just didn't know what that business would be in. And when I was at university, I did one of those courses where you do a couple of years studying, and then you go and work for a year, and then your last year you go back and finish the studies and kind of apply what you've learned to the business that you've been in. And so when I did that, I went to work for this tiny little craft company, and it just opened my eyes to this whole industry that I had no idea existed. So I started learning how to craft, and I had loads of ideas for the business, and that's where I got started.
Oh my goodness, that's a great story. I never knew that. So thank you so much for sharing that with me. Okay, can I give you a little sneak peek to see if I'm on the right track here?
You want it nice and light and airy?
Okay.
I think that's looking great. So I want you to go ahead and put like a half a teaspoon or so of baking powder in there. What I've then done is found a couple of extra bits and pieces that make them really successful. So you want your cream of tartar. Now, mine seem to come in little sachets, but I think if you're using it out of the jar, you want, again, about half a teaspoon. And then mustard powder. So I use mustard powder, and again, around about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of mustard powder. Onion granules. And of course, just about a teaspoon of salt in there. And that is all of those dry ingredients we're going to mix in together.
All right, perfect. I've got them all in.
Now, you want your buttermilk. How is that looking? Is it all starting to come together?
What do you think?
Brilliant. Looks fantastic. Yeah, mine's looking exactly the same. So it's still got those, little bit of the dry ingredients in, but it's starting to come together. This is a good time to go ahead and add your cheese. So you want 2 cups of grated cheese. You're going to get all your hands and start bringing it all together.
Well, I have a question, Sara, because your hands are nice and clean, and then look at my hands. So, am I doing something wrong?
No.
What am I doing
You're
wrong?
doing brilliant. Just keep going. Just rub it off your fingers.
All right, Sara, I have my roller out.
Perfect. Right. Roll it out to you want it nice and thick, about 1 inch thick, I would say. I would say that looks a bit thin to me.
Oh, okay, well, let me try it again. Take 2.
Is that...
I'll fold it.
I love that. Yeah, there you go. Do you know what? Don't stop rolling. Stop rolling. That looks about perfect. You want it about 1 inch thick. And actually, we can tell everyone you've just given a perfect top tip. So if you want to roll it thinner and fold it in half, then when you cut your scones out, they're easy to break in half to butter. So you did all of that on purpose, and it was a top tip for the viewers.
Excellent. What's next?
Scone cutter. So you want your cutter.
Ready.
Brilliant. And we're just going to cut rounds. So you're just cutting the round out and then pop it on your baking tray ready.
So here in the US, we have a show called Shark Tank. In the UK,
Yes.
you have what they call Dragon's Den. And I want to congratulate you on being the youngest investor on the show. So tell us a little bit about your experience on the show.
I remember being at university, Marlo, and the programme had just come out back when I was at college. And as management students, as you can imagine, we'd all sit around, watch the show and be enthralled by what these fantastic business people had to say. A few years ago, to be invited to come and sit on the show as an investor, sitting alongside those other dragons in the chairs, was just completely surreal. Take some milk and just brush the tops of your scones with a little bit of milk there, Marlo. I like to go ahead and just put a little dusting of Parmesan on the top of them. So just with your spoon, I think you are ready to get them in the oven.
And you wind down, Sara. What does that look like?
As funny as this sounds, I actually took up running 2 years ago. That's the time that I take to wind down and think through things.
Do you have any pet peeves?
My husband could rattle off a list a mile long of pet peeves he has of me, like my inability to unload the dishwasher and, you know, things the dishwasher fairy to come and do that.
Is there one meal or one food that if you could eat for the rest of your life without any guilt, what would that food be? One
of my favourite parts of coming over to HSN is we eat loads of sushi. And then if we have a really great show, the next morning we'll have sushi for brunch, as ridiculous as that sounds, on the way to the airport before we fly home.
What would people be surprised to learn about you?
Ooh. You probably would be really surprised to hear that I've got 3 kidneys. That is absolutely so. That is always my showstopper piece at a party. Runs in our family, 3 kidneys. I always think maybe that's why I've got so many friends. They just keep me in with me on the off chance they need a spare kidney in later life.
Let's go and check on our scones.
Oh, yes. Oh, they just smell so good. Every time I make these, Marlo, I think,
oh my gosh.
Why would you ever buy them from the store when you can have homemade scones? Look at your scones, they look fabulous.
I am so proud of myself.
You're gonna enjoy them with a big, big dollop of butter on there. They'll be gorgeous.
Should we take a bite? I was so nervous about making this because I'm thinking, oh, holy moly, but they actually, they taste so delicious. I really love them.
You've done a brilliant job as well. Those little tips that we picked up along the way, it really does make all the difference to getting a great result.
Thank you, it's been such a pleasure.
It's been wonderful, I loved it.
Remember, you can shop Crafter's Companion at hsn.com anytime. Bye for now.